guys, so today I'm going to be filming a Q&A video. I love filming these videos. They're like my hands down favourite videos to film. Like, I just love chatting to you guys about random stuff and answering your questions. So I asked the questions on Instagram last week, so if you ever want to participate in these Q&A videos and ask me any questions, make sure you follow me over on Instagram. My handle is jdrmakeup. Anyway, I'm going to start answering some of your questions now. I've got over 60 questions, so I'm not going to be able to answer all of them in this video, but yeah, I'll answer ones that maybe I haven't mentioned before, because I normally get asked quite similar questions in other Q&A videos. So if you haven't seen my other Q&A videos and your question hasn't been answered, maybe check out the other ones to see if I've answered it in there. So the first question I'm going to answer is, what is one specific goal you have for 2017? This year I just want to make it great. I feel really passionately about making this year really fab. I'm going to start my placement year, so I'm starting my placement year at Boohoo in June, which I'm going to be their PR intern, and that makes me so excited because I want to go into PR and I'm so happy that I've got this job. I got it in December last year. You can watch my weekly vlogs and stuff. So I'm starting that in June, which I'm so excited about. I'll be working in London at Boohoo for a year, which is just so exciting to me. I'm going to be moving to London. I just feel like this year is going to be amazing for me. I'm going to turn 22, which seems crazy, super old, but I don't know, I'm quite excited to be 22. I feel like 21 to me feels younger than 20. I don't know, it's just a bit strange. I'm really looking forward to being 22. I've got a really cool trip planned with Bradley. We're going to Paris and Rome together in July, and we're going to see Coldplay at the Stade de France in Paris, which is so exciting. And we're going to Disneyland Paris on our anniversary. It's all tied in on the same trip, so that should be amazing. I've just got loads of things that I'm really looking forward to in 2017. My main thing is definitely moving to London, so I think my main goal will probably be to really excel in my placement, really have the best year, and just really love living in London because I'm so excited for it. Someone said, if you had to choose one foundation to use for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? Mine would definitely be the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Hour Matte Foundation. Literally just adore that foundation. It's my absolute favourite. I use it over high-end foundations and everything. It's my baby, I love it. Someone asked, do you wish you would have had a gap year before you went to uni? And I don't wish I would have had a gap year, because the way my university life has worked out, I actually did 1 year of a fashion buying and merchandising course 3 years ago now, and I ended up absolutely hating it and changing courses, which would have meant that I would have graduated uni further and further age-wise in the future. And I don't think I would have liked that. I'm already going to graduate quite late when I'm 23 because of how I've changed, and I've got a placement year. So overall I'm going to have been at uni for 5 years, which is going to be nearly a quarter of my life, which is kind of crazy. So I don't wish that I would have had a gap year. However, I would have liked to have travelled. I feel now I'm at uni, I could definitely do it after I finish, but I don't necessarily think I'm going to want to do that. I think once I've finished, I'm going to want to just be done with it and go into the big wide world and get a job, and I don't know, just start my life, if you get what I mean. And I feel the opportunity to travel would have come before I went to uni. So that's the only thing that I do regret, and I feel travelling now, I'm going to do it in have to do it in smaller periods, if that makes sense. Me and Bradley are going on our cool trip to Paris and Rome in the summer, and it's going to be things like that throughout my life that I do, rather than one big travelling trip, if that makes sense. But there's nothing wrong with that. That's just one thing maybe I wish I would have probably thought about. Lots of people always ask me, how do you balance uni, YouTube and finding so much time for Bradley and family? My main thing, I think, which I don't really realise that I do until I think about it, is at the weekends I always dedicate that to spending time with Bradley or spending time with my family or anything that I have planned. I never really do uni work at the weekends, hardly ever, unless I've got a lot to do, and I don't very often film YouTube videos at the weekend either. I always try to make sure that I dedicate that time to Bradley or my family, or doing stuff that anybody's planned or anything like that really, rather than doing my uni stuff. So I spend time at uni in the week, and I know things that I have to get done from Monday to Friday to then have a nice time at the weekend with Bradley and my family. So I feel I split the week in two, if that makes sense. So from Monday to Friday is my time to get all my YouTubey stuff done and all my uni work. Obviously, as you guys know, I've taken a break from YouTube for the past month or so, and that was just because I was just trying to balance everything. I was at home for Christmas and I was just having a nice time, so I just stopped YouTube and took that out of the equation for a bit. Now I'm back filming videos, and for example today I'm filming videos, but the past 2 days I have been doing uni work and stuff, so I just section the time off and just plan my time wisely. I thought this question was quite good. Someone said, would you recommend an oversubscribed hall at uni on campus over a cheaper one off campus for making friends? Personally, I definitely, oh god, sorry, I'm playing with a makeup brush, I just hit my bed, sorry about that. I would say definitely being on campus would be better for making friends, just because it's easier like getting to uni and like going places. It's normally closer being on campus than off campus. Obviously it's completely personal preference, but I would say for making friends, being on campus is probably better. But however, I obviously was on campus in my halls, so I couldn't really tell you either way. I do feel, however, if I were doing off campus, so like I have been like last year and this year, in my first year, I definitely would have struggled to make friends. Someone said, what 3 amazing things happened last year? So I thought this was a really nice question. I haven't actually even thought about it. My first one would definitely be getting my placement at Boohoo. I found that out in December and that just was amazing. What other good things? I had 2 really amazing holidays last year. We went to Rhodes with my mum's side of the family and some family friends and stuff, and that was just so good. And then I also went to Mykonos with Bradley, and both of them were just amazing holidays. So I'd say probably those 2. And what other thing? Like what one thing could I say? My third one would probably be relating to YouTube. I would say like reaching 15,000 subscribers was fab. And then I also got to go to the Bloggers Blog Awards, and I met Alice and Rihanna, and I also met Rosie as well. So it's a really good year like YouTube wise too. Lots of people always ask me this, if you could do YouTube full time, would you? 100%. Like I absolutely love YouTube, and even though I did take a little bit of a break and I kind of fell out of love with it, I've definitely fallen back into love with it again, and I would really love to be able to dedicate more time to it. Dedicate more time to filming actual videos, and also dedicate more time to Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat, and just vlogging and all that kind of stuff, rather than having other stuff going on in my life. I don't know if it will ever be a possibility for me to do YouTube full time, but I would absolutely love to. It would be a dream come true. Someone else asked, how did you tell your uni friends about YouTube? To be honest, by the time I got to uni, I was very comfortable with the fact I had a YouTube channel. Like when I was at school, I struggled with it, and people did take the mick out of me when I was at school, when I was younger. Around like 15, 16. By the time I got to uni, I was so comfortable with the fact that I did YouTube, and everybody knew that I did YouTube in my personal life, like at home. I wasn't bothered about telling anyone, so I literally just told people straight away. I was like, oh, by the way, I make YouTube videos. And some of my friends that I made friends with in first year actually already watched my videos anyway, so that wasn't awkward in the slightest. But I just came out and said it, and some people were just like, oh, okay, or oh, okay, what do you do videos on, or oh, okay, that's a bit strange, or whatever. But no one ever was horrible about it or anything, and by that point I'd kind of grown quite a good backbone to deal with it anyway. Someone asked, how long did it take you before you passed your driving test, and were you nervous? It actually took me quite a while. I started driving as soon as I turned 17 in October, and from October to December I was learning with this specific driving instructor. I can't even remember what his name was, to be honest. It could have been Liam, I think, I don't even know. But it was this driving instructor around by us, and basically everyone that I knew hadn't really started learning to drive yet. Everybody in my year, I was one of the oldest in my year, so nobody really learned to drive, and the only older cousin that I had in my family that lived in our country hadn't learned to drive either. So really there was nobody to go, oh yeah, this is the best person to go with. So we just went with someone like that we knew around that did driving lessons, and they were offering a deal. So I went with them, and by December, I'd been driving for 3 months then, and I realised I literally hadn't learned anything really. I hadn't even been taken out of my hometown, and that's not even where you do the driving test around us. Like you have to drive like 20 minutes to get to the town where you do the driving test, and that's where people learn to drive. You kind of like learn how to deal with the car in your hometown, and then people go out to this specific town to do your driving test and like learn the routes and stuff. And over 3 months he hadn't even taken me out of my hometown. I didn't really realise this was an issue until my other friends that like were turning 17 started going out of like our hometown into this other town and stuff, like in the lesser time that I'd learned to drive. So I ended up changing driving instructors after Christmas, and so I ended up only properly learning to drive from January, and I passed in the July. So really from October to July was a really long time, but it's because for 3 months I actually wasn't learning to drive. Like I only knew really how to control the car, and when I told the new driving instructor that he literally hadn't taken me anywhere, he was literally like, oh my god, that's awful. And he took me to the other town literally within the first lesson, and he was a really great driving instructor. I hated learning to drive, like I absolutely hated it. When I was at school I never really struggled with anything. I liked learning and I used to enjoy going to school. I always seemed to get good grades. I did put a lot of work in, but I did get good grades at school. And I never really felt like I'd really badly struggled with anything apart from like fitness and PE. Like I'm rubbish at that kind of stuff. And so I started learning to drive and I didn't pick it up straight away, and I don't know, it made me really uncomfortable because I was like, oh my god, like I can't just, like, you couldn't just pick up a book and learn about it, and I struggled with that. I think that's the same kind of thing as fitness, do you know what I mean? You can't pick up a book and learn about how to run. Well, you could, but it's probably not going to help. So it kind of was the same thing with driving, and I really struggled with that. It did make me really nervous. So basically, in a whole, I'm now a really confident driver. I absolutely love driving, and as soon as I passed my test really and got my own car and was driving around, I was a really confident driver. I just didn't like learning to drive and being in the car with the instructor and all that kind of stuff. I just didn't enjoy that. I've just realised that one of my old teachers from school has commented on this, saying who was your favourite A-level teacher and why, which made me laugh. What other questions have we got here? Oh, this is a good one. If you didn't study what you are already studying at uni, what would you have studied? I feel like I read that out really stupidly. I definitely should have and wish I would have done marketing and PR. Or just PR or public relations, because that is exactly what I want to do. And doing business management, and as much as I enjoy it and it's great, and I do the assignments and the exams and everything, and I go to uni all the time, I'm not going to quit the course. Some of the things I'm just not really that interested in, so I really do wish that I would have known I wanted to do PR and then I would have got into that, because it would have been a lot better to just do a degree just in PR. But hey ho, you live and learn. I've got really bad pins and needles in this foot, and I'm trying to wiggle it without making a difference to this video, and it really hurts. 2 questions that kind of relate to each other, so I'm going to answer them. What is your top tip for picking a uni, is what one person asked, and when you were choosing unis, did you have second thoughts? My top tip for picking a uni would definitely be, firstly the course, but very close second, the location. Think about where you want to be in the country, think about whether you want to be down south, up north, in the middle somewhere, how far you want to be from home, whether you want to be by the sea, whether you want to be in a big city, a small city, not a city at all. Just think about what you would like have a preference on, if that makes sense. I personally thought that I wanted to be quite close to home, not ridiculously close to home, but within about an hour and a half drive, and I've ended up 2.5 hours away in Manchester. But as soon as I came to Manchester and I was looking around, I was like, this is where I want to go, 100%. I didn't even like second guess it. So in relation to the person that said they don't have any second thoughts, I definitely didn't, because as soon as I came here I was like, this is where I'm going to uni. I was just so happy with it. Someone asked, would you ever consider setting up your own makeup brand or business? Love you, your videos are the bomb. Thank you so much. Yeah, I definitely would, especially if I got a good following on YouTube. Obviously I love my following now, but if I got a lot more subscribers on YouTube and I was ever offered that kind of opportunity, I would 100% take it, grasp it with 2 hands, because it's always been something that I'd like to do. I've always wanted to set up my own business at some point in my life. I've always said kind of later on in my life I would like to do that, so if I ever got the opportunity to do it in something like makeup or fashion that I absolutely love, then yeah, it would be absolutely perfect. I'm going to answer one more question because this video is now like 22 minutes long. Someone said, tips for decorating your bedroom in a student house, as sometimes they're tiny or a bit grim. Fairy lights. Fairy lights, fairy lights, fairy lights. Literally cover your room in them. The ones I've got behind me are amazing. I love them. They're a curtain strip of fairy lights. They're one strip that goes along and then all the fairy lights go down. I will put my room tour up here if you want to go and have a look at everything that's in my room at the moment at uni. This room isn't the best. It is big, definitely, but it's not the nicest room in the entire world, but I've just made it my own. I've put a lot of bits and pieces in it, stuck a lot of things on the wall and made it look quite cute. But my friend Claire, who also lives in this house, her room is really small, bless her, and she's got one of the like a tapestry, like a big tapestry on her wall, and it's made the room look really cool actually. And I know some people don't really like them. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of tapestries. Like, I personally, it's not really my kind of style, but I feel like a lot of people at uni have them because it covers grim walls, and also it just makes it look super pretty. It's like a big piece of wallpaper almost. So definitely have a little look at tapestries, see if you can get a cute one. And then just fairy lights and like lots of pictures. I have a lot of candles in my room. What else do I have around? I don't really know. I also think making sure you've got enough storage. Obviously I know some of them are quite small, so it is difficult, but I've got 3 pieces of my own furniture in this room, and I know sometimes that's not possible with money or getting it into the room or anything. But I've got a set of drawers for my makeup, which obviously isn't everybody's preference, they don't need that. I've brought a bedside table for myself because they didn't have one in this room or one in the last house, and I've also got like a unit which is just down at the end of the bed here, which I've got kind of stuff in, and like all my DVDs and my skincare and stuff. So yeah, there's lots of different things you can do, and I'd also make sure you have lots of cushions, a nice duvet and lots of cozy blankets, because there is nothing better. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. These are like my favourite videos to film, as I said at the start. I just absolutely adore them. I don't really know the reason for me these being my favourite videos. It's probably because I don't know what you guys are going to ask, and then you ask them and I'm like, oh my god, great questions. Just quickly, I have never in my life done a you now. I don't really know what it is. I feel really old saying that, but I've never ever done one. If you guys would like me to do one, please could you comment down below and let me know and see how many of you would actually watch it. I feel like it's just like a live stream, I'm pretty sure that's correct. But I feel like it'd be quite cool to do one like once a week with you guys. But yeah, let me know what you think about that. Comment down below. It's only an idea, I'm not entirely sure. I don't even have an account on there, so we will see. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Please comment down below if you would like to, and please subscribe if you haven't before. The button is always down below, and I will speak to you next time. Bye!